Now, how do we, as a passionist community, make JPIC come alive? Well, first we do it by living in community. And as we live in community, and by this I mean the vowed and the lay associates as well, which I'm a part of, we intentionally integrate this passionate spirituality, which includes this this solidarity, this compassionate solidarity with our suffering, our own suffering, and relating with the suffering of our community and relating with the suffering of the world. So we make that a specific part of our value system as we live in community. We're open to be sensitive, to the suffering that we become aware of. And when we look at social issues, we make every attempt to look at it from the lens of who is suffering and where is our place in solidarity with those who are marginalized, those who are poor, and those who are suffering from some of the social issues of the world and the society that we're living in right now. So we integrate components of this value of solidarity by choosing to live simply and choosing to live the vow, make the vow of poverty. For those of us who are not vowed, we just choose to live simply and adopt a form of Christian simplicity, so that in how we live our lives, we may be able to. The phrase that is used is, "We live simply so that others may simply live." So this becomes part of our own value system. That's one aspect. But as far as what you'll notice from the website, Passionist JPIC is expressed primarily. You'll see it expressed through ministry. And this is done really in two ways. First is the traditional ministries, and that includes the preaching, the parishes, and the retreat centers. These are traditional ministries from the very foundation of our religious community. And what we do is we integrate in these great vehicles of spiritual formation and religious identity this wonderful spirituality. Of course, the passionate spirituality of upholding the memory of the Passion of Christ, included in that this meaning behind it. So we're not historians. We're not looking at the Passion from the historical perspective of what happened 2,000 years ago. Our interest lies more in the ongoing meaning that Christ had for the reconciliation of the world, and the specific meaning it has for all the suffering that continues to be part of our society. So we preach this element. We preach on the issues of social suffering, again from the vantage point of the relationship that Christ's suffering has with that. And in retreat centers, for example, we would like people to come and take a moment from their busy schedules to prioritize who they are as a devout Christian by taking some time to relate with God and Christian spirituality. And in doing that, we also promote the message of building the kingdom of God and what this means to be a son and a daughter of Christ, a son and a daughter of God, an invitation that was given to us by Christ, and what responsibilities, what social responsibilities that means for us. So that's one way. And the other way is, the other expression we have in ministry is what could be called social ministries. That includes promoting having schools where there's less opportunities for education, promoting ministries to the marginalized. That includes being chaplains and offering spiritual resources for people who are socially in need, and we consider people in hospitals and in prisons some of those and most needs of spirituality. It also includes ecological programs, ecological services, where we offer resources and education on the suffering of the earth and what one can do in their lifestyle to make some changes in their lifestyle that value the integrity of creation. It includes also volunteerism in some of our social ministries and even international ministries. It also includes advocacy. That is to say, We preach a spirituality of compassion to all who suffer, but we promote issues as well that we see either cause or, well, issues that cause tremendous suffering, specifically unjust suffering. And so we work with Catholic organizations. Internationally, we work with our international Passionist community to address issues of social injustice politically in legislation, by advocating, and also with our corporate investments through our rights as shareholders. So those are just some of the ways in which we live this spirituality of JPIC.